Hello and welcome back. It's been a while since I've done a video period, but I'm back and I'm gonna be doing ranking of the Zelda games right before Tears of the Kingdom drops. Now keep in mind most of these I haven't played, but you know, we're gonna have a good time. If you're wondering why I haven't uploaded in a while, I've been kind of sick, so, you know, I'm working on it. So, yeah, let's start off with the first Zelda game, Legend of Zelda. This is like my first Zelda game that I played. Isn't that crazy? I played the the virtual console version of it on the 3DS though, but still, and I got pretty far in it without using any manual. So, where I'd rank it though, you know, it's the first. You kind of need a manual to like beat it. I haven't beat it, but you know, for what it does and for what it accomplished for being the first game, it's good. No. So I just added a new tier to put bad games in, because big surprise, there is bad Zelda games. So where would I put Zelda 2? It's not that bad, especially compared to some of the other things I'm gonna put into that that category, you know. So you know, it's not that it's not too bad, but it does. It's the worst mainline Zelda game, Link's Awakening. So I just started playing the HD remake on the Switch. I'm really liking it, which is surprising. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of the 2D Zelda games, but this one is just a blast. Kind of plays it safe, but you know, I'm gonna say that it is great because I like it more than the original Zelda. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Alright, then after that we have the classic Super Nintendo Zelda game, A Link to the Past. Now, this is a controversial opinion. Everyone is gonna hate me for this, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. I haven't played too much of it. Maybe if I sit down, give it another try, just really spend my time with it, I'll go further in it. But it's, at the moment, I haven't played enough of it, and what I have played of it, it's just not my cup of tea. But again, giving Link's Awakening a try, I kind of understand the 2D formula of the older, you know, 2D Zelda games. I think if I give it another try, I'd like it, but as it stands, it is not for me. Like, I'm not gonna rank like the 3DS ports or any like HD remakes. I'm not gonna count those because it's the same game with just minor changes. It's not worth ranking. Now I'm gonna rank Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now this is again another fan favorite. Everyone loves this one. Everyone says it's their favorite Zelda game ever. I'm not the biggest fan. Again, if I really spent my time with it, I think I'd get further and I'd end up enjoying it more. But as it stands, it's way too tricky for me. I can't figure it out for the life of me. Again, if I spent more time with it, I'd probably like it. And, you know, I've played both the original Nintendo 64 version and the 3DS version. I've gotta say, you know, I like it. I don't love it. And this is gonna get me hate comments, but put it in okay. Again, it plays it safe. It's the first 3D Zelda game. It's not doing anything new. So it's, other than being 3D, it's not doing anything new. I'm saying it's very substandard for 3D Zelda games, and I know that's to be expected since it's the first 3D Zelda game. Now we're gonna go to the sequel of Ocarina of Time. This one I like a lot more because it takes a risk. It has a new style of gameplay with the 3-day cycle, and that is Majora's Mask. It also just vibes alone, darker vibes. It's very spooky. There's like, you know, like it takes a lot more risks, and I think that because of that, I'll rank it as good. I haven't spent as much time with it. I actually spent more time playing Ocarina of Time than Majora's Mask. The 3DS port is the only way I've played Majora's Mask, and the 3DS port just does a horrible job of porting it over. It doesn't play as well, I hear, as the Nintendo 64 version. And again, I'm not going to rank the ports because, again, it's the same game basically, minor changes. But, you know, if I were to rank the 3DS version, I would rank it lower than the Nintendo 64 version. Because if it doesn't play as well, then, like, why make a newer version? Up next is Certified Garrett Classic. It used to be my profile pick on everything. If you know me, you know I love this game. The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. This is just like top of the top for me. It has a hilarious cartoon style, crazy characters, great exploration, really makes you feel immersed in the world. You know, and for what, you know, for what it does, for like, you know, like being the first Zelda game on the GameCube, you know, people hated it for the art style. It's a great game, you know, and just the colors and the brightness and the humor, and being on a boat is so fun. Even like in the original Wind Waker, not the Wii U port, you know, you got that slower moving boat. You know, you could relax, you could take a deep breath after a long battle. You know, I feel like some of the more newer Zelda games, it's like dungeon after dungeon, a little bit of breathing room. This has lots of breathing room. You could really just immerse yourself in the environment. You can go to all these mysterious islands and meet all these weird, kooky characters. It's great. Okay, next is going to be another controversial opinion, but because people, when Wind Waker came out, people didn't like the cute, cartoony art style. They're like, we need like a grounded, realistic art style. And so for Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, they gave it the most edgiest, like, realistic. This is the most realistic looking Zelda game out of all of them. Where would I rank it? As okay. Again, I haven't played a lot of it. Maybe if I spent more time with it, I'd like it. But I feel like because of the prior, you know, criticism of Wind Waker, it shied away from taking risks. So it ended up being kind of just like, you know, a darker version, darker modernized version of, you know, the first 3D Zelda game, Ocarina of Time. Alright, next is, you know, kind of a banger, and that is Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I'd rank it as a great game. Maybe it's not my favorite. I've been playing the hell out of it. I even broke one of my Joy-Cons playing it, and I just sent it in to get repaired. It's so much fun. The only criticism I can say about it is the Spirit Realm, though that I hate stealth missions, and I hate timed missions in any video game. And there's like 3 parts, the 3 small little parts in this game that are stealth and timed. So that's the only like criticism I have about it, but the thing is an absolute blast. Get it on the Wii, get it on the Wii U, or not Wii U, sorry. Get Get it on the Wii, get it on the Switch. You're gonna have a blast playing it. It fixes the mistakes, fixes the problems I had with Twilight Princess. And instead of doing a super realistic art style, it mixes the realism with a, I guess you could say, watercolor aesthetic. And I really like how it looks. The game is just very pretty to look at, even on the Wii with its kind of subpar graphics. So, if you haven't gotten it already, buy it. I've found copies for the Wii online for not too expensive. Most of these games, you know, once they're old enough, they're gonna sell for a lot of money, and you're gonna have trouble getting them physically, legitly. But like this one, you know, it's newer. You know, you can probably get it not that bad. I remember I got a copy for the Wii not too long ago. I think it was a year or two ago for $14 at a local game store. If I can do it, you can do it too. If you can't get it on the Switch, definitely get it on the Wii, because it's like a definite recommend you play this game, especially like as a first Zelda game. It's fantastic. And again, it takes risks that, you know, some of the ones in the okay tier don't take. So, highly recommend it. Alright, next on the main line Zelda games would be Triforce Heroes, which I've played this game so much, but again, it's a multiplayer game. You can play it single player, but it's like super difficult. But it's a blast if you have 3 friends that have 3DSs that have the game. It's a blast. You can put little outfits on your character, and they all do special things. It's fun, but because it's multiplayer, you're gonna have to put it in the okay category. Again, out of all the Zelda games, I've probably put the most hours into this one. I kind of hate to say that, but it's true. It's really a blast, but again, it's just like multiplayer Zelda games tend to not be the best idea for the series. Speaking of multiplayer Zelda games, Four Swords Adventure, you know, I'm gonna just rank both at the same time with this one tier, and that is both the GameCube port and the Game Boy Advance port, or not port, what am I saying? I'm gonna rank both at the same time with this one ranking, and that is both the GameCube version and the Game Boy Advance version. I'm gonna put it bad. Now, the games are actually pretty fun, I hear, but you need 4 people with Game Boy Advances, the game, link cables, the thing that hooks up the Game Boys to a GameCube. It's not worth it. That's like too much money for a normal person. Too hard to get that set up. You know, just invite some friends over and play Smash Brothers. It's not that hard. Alright, next I'd have to rank the Oracle of Ages and Seasons games. I haven't played those. I haven't played Phantom Hourglass. I haven't played Spirit Tracks. I haven't played Minish Caps. Alright, next I'm gonna rank the 3DS classic Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. Now, I give this game, I'd say I put it in the good tier. Now let me explain myself, because I think I'd get hate for this too, because it's one of the better open world, not open world, sorry. I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, because it's one of the better 2D Zelda games that has come out in recent years. You know, I hear it's a great game, but my problem with 2D Zelda games is I'll play it, I'll put it down for a little bit, I'll come back to it like a week or 2 later, and it's like, where was I? What did I have to do? And I've reset this game 3 or 4 times from the start to play it, and I get past a few dungeons, and then I take a break, I come back to it later, and then I'm like, I forgot what I was gonna do. So luckily I'm giving Link's Awakening like a real hard, like, I need to play this, you know. But because of that factor, you know, it's always my trouble with 2D Zelda games. I'm putting it in good, because from what I have played of it, it's really fun. I like the idea of like flattening into walls and crawling around the walls. It's super cool. But again, I just rank it in good. Okay, up next, you already know, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild was like a breath of fresh air. I beat every shrine, I got every outfit, I got every weapon. Like, I've done pretty much everything in this game except for the Korok seeds and the pictures and stuff. I did the DLCs. This game is a blast and a half. There's nothing bad I can say about this game. It's missing some of the kookiness that other Zelda games have, but I think for what it does, it's fantastic. It's like, again, it's like the first Zelda where you just thrown into this world and you explore it, you get it done at your own pace. It's fantastic. You can do things that, you know, you could never have done in earlier Zelda games. But I'm a little bit worried about Tears of the Kingdom. Again, I'm really excited for it to come out, but it just looks like Breath of the Wild, but with like some weird stuff I don't care about, like building vehicles and stuff. Like, that sounds like fun, but for a Zelda game, like, you know, it's this fantasy, like, world, you know, I don't really care too much for, like, technology in it. I didn't mind it with Breath of the Wild, because it was, like, the Guardians and stuff made sense, you know, especially if you played Skyward Sword. You know, there's robots and stuff, but, like, they're all, like, ancient technology. I'm not the biggest fan. Like, when I played the DLC, spoiler alert, you can get a motorcycle as a reward. Now, I already beat the game at that point, but imagine having a motorcycle at the very beginning of the game. It would have made the game 10 times less fun, because the most fun you can have in this game is exploring, learning little things about the world, finding little areas with cool stuff. If you had a motorcycle, you just drive right past it, not even knowing, you know? So my fear is I'm gonna build some really crazy vehicle, and then I'm never gonna see all these tiny little details. I hope that's not the case, but it's one of my fears going into the next Zelda game. Thanks for watching.
Ding doink, you're my favorite coin. Want you to dink on my face, take a doink on my chest. Yeah, yeah. Ding doink, you're my favorite coin. Why don't you come on over, take pictures of my feet.